Hi, I'm Asti Wagner, and this is my April progress report.
Hi, I'm Jake Blaisdell, and this is my April progress report.
Hi, my name is Louise Webster. I'm the founder of Beyond the School Run, and this is my April progress report.
My name is Andy Aiken, and this is my April progress report.
So I've decided to create a new project, and this project is going to be an ongoing documentation series with founders who are looking for a reminder to reflect in real time. Once a month I will sit down with those founders and I will ask them a set of questions to see how they've grown, how their company has grown, what they've learned, what they've achieved, what they've failed at. I think that's a really important part. As someone who interviews founders on a regular basis, it's something that I've found that they struggle with, and you might not even realize it. I mean, I struggle with it, which is why I'm doing this right now. Hello everybody, my name is Jennifer, and this is my first progress report.
I am a food blogger. I've had a food account on Instagram and TikTok for a few years now, honestly just sharing my experiences of eating out around London. When I hit the 10,000 mark, I started to get contacted a lot by restaurants and brands and agencies to collaborate with me. It honestly just got to the point where I was just getting completely overwhelmed with DMs and emails, and the whole thing just took a very, very long time to manage. So Invited is it's a pretty unique influence marketing app which basically connects brands and influencers in a much more streamlined way. Essentially, it's a marketplace. Brands can come to the platform, push out offers to our community of influencers, and influencers can, redeem offers and collaborate with brands.
So I'm one of the co-founders and co-CEOs at Remy, a mobile application which leverages AI to reduce household food waste by 70%. Through Remy, we have a really unique insight into what people are doing within their kitchens. So we can help supermarkets understand what their customers' waste behavior is, their nutrition habits, their meal preferences, and much more.
I am the founder of Beyond the School Run. It's a platform that connects mothers to their skills and talents to empower them to grow both personally and professionally. We reach women across the globe via our website, social channels, newsletter, podcast, and my book, A New Way for Mothers. We're currently building out our B2B offering, which is the first integrated platform to create gender equality in the workplace.
We set up Honest back in 2019 because we were sick and tired of how mobile networks were working. If you wanted to make a caricature of what a bad customer service business looked like, there's a really solid chance that you'd pick mobile phones or telecoms as an industry that was just ripe for change.
I was once told that success is a definition that will continue to shift and shape and evolve the closer that I get to it. And for some that might prove frustration because you feel like you're never getting there, you're never close enough, you're never doing what you're supposed to be doing. But ultimately, success is nothing more than a mile marker. You reach that mile marker, you celebrate, and you look further. You say, what can I do to get here to there? And what have I done to get from there to here? And you use that as a motivator to move forward. So what success looks like to me, and I guess especially in the year ahead, is to use this project as a way to give founders that confidence and reminder that every growth journey is different and your ambition is different, and what you do to get here to there is going to change, and things are going to happen month to month that you're not expecting, and it's really important to reflect on that as it happens. If I can just leave even a handful of founders with that realization, then I think I've succeeded with it.
This year, we really are planning to expand the platform across different markets and really tapping into different industries and really just collaborating with a whole range of different types of brands and creators, and honestly just really growing a whole community of Invited, because we are targeting both sides of the market. So we're targeting both creators and brands, so really making sure that we are fulfilling the needs of both sides of our platform.
I never thought that we would get this far anyway, so I already feel like I've managed to succeed. Looking forward, I think success is multifaceted. I think there are 3 areas that we can be successful in. Our user figures really spike, and hear people's stories as to how Remy has revolutionized the way that they manage their kitchens. I want Remy success in an environmental capacity. So I want Remy to really be able to change the way that we look at household food waste, being able to generate enough revenue where we can continue to operate in a lot more free of a fashion and not under continuous fundraising. That would be an amazing success for us.
Success for me looks like that we've completed our first seed fundraise. We have our early investors on board who are really aligned with our mission, fully developed our MVP model, which is connecting with corporates. We've onboarded corporates, we've onboarded our full services list, and we're really starting to get traction amongst mothers in the communities that are wanting to really connect with all the opportunities that we're showing in the platform. And we're starting to see the results and the magic of bringing everyone together to work towards a really strong pipeline for women and girls in the workplace.
Success for us really looks like growing this business up. So in the first quarter of this year, raising our Series A, we're about to kick off a crowdfunding campaign, which will go live later this month. And then we're in a really exciting position to really scale the business over the course of 2025. We've got big plans to launch internationally. Really, a massive year for us about growth.
One thing I achieved this month is going to be actually quite simple. It's going to be sitting in front of this camera. It's just something that I can be on camera, but I can't speak to the camera directly. I've never been that good at it. That's my achievement for the month. I got the confidence to sit here and speak to you guys and to launch this project, and sometimes that's as simple as it needs to be.
This month we're actually planning to launch in New York, so one of the goals obviously for the year is to expand into international markets, so we're actually planning launch tomorrow, which is super exciting. My goals for the month is just to really make sure that this launch is a successful, smooth kind of transition into the US, because right now we're only operating in London and the UK. And again, just growing that kind of brand awareness piece that we've really built here in the UK, but bringing that to the US as well.
So we started to run a 6-week commercial pilot with Barclays Bank to provide Remy to their employees. Through using Remy, we're then able to track how much waste they've saved, the carbon savings as opposed to the reduced waste, and their financial savings as well. And the end goal is to then collate all that data, provide it to their senior leadership team so they can use it within their CSR reporting. And the plan after that is to try and roll Remy out to a much wider segment of Barclays and try and get it to become a company perk. I want to really improve our marketing strategy, stop being as feature focused and be more marketing focused, and see how we can really improve what we're doing at the moment there.
I found the most amazing CTO, and she's really helping me sort of really start to put what is a vision into reality. She's very practical on the technical side, and we've already got the early stages, so I'm just building out the content to put in there, and it's making it really actionable as well. So this month my mission is to have got all of the content ready for the new platform, and for Claire to have actually created all the designs, and then we can start to show it to investors. So we're part of Playfair's Female Founders office hours, so we've got some conversations going on there, and we've got some other opportunities, and also I'm starting to apply for some grant opportunities, so it'd be really good to see if there can be some other funding opportunities that way as well.
This month is all about kicking off our crowdfunding campaign. It's a really great opportunity for our customers and our community to get involved in supporting the business. We've got institutional capital committed, but we always want to reserve some money for our customers. Last time we had a really successful crowdfunding campaign, and we want to do the same again.
One thing I've learned is that ambition looks different to everybody, and that's something that I've always struggled with, because I've always thought of myself as an ambitious person. I've always thought of every single founder as ambitious, and they are, and you can be ambitious and have that ambition, and what it really means is defining what you want your path to look like, and obviously that path is going to shift and shape and change. But if you know how you work and what you want, that's your ambition, what is going to drive you to do that. And everybody is different, and everybody is brought up different and comes from different backgrounds, and sometimes that ambition is just, it's different, but it's not, let's try not to compare ourselves to everybody. And so next time you're questioning whether you're ambitious enough or growing fast enough or doing anything different, just remind yourself that it's your definition and that's special to you.
I think taking on client feedback, client and creative feedback has been really, really super useful, because I think we as a team, like, we're so ingrained in the day-to-day running of the business that we're not actually thinking about what really matters from the outside, and people who are actually using the app for the purpose of what we're trying to achieve. So I think, just making sure a lesson I've learned is just making sure that we're really listening to our clients and making sure we're actually implementing what they're saying and building out the platform in a way to, again, fulfill both sides.
When starting out, I'd go to events or I'd meet people and they'd say, look, I absolutely love what you're doing. I want to put you in contact with this person, this person, this person, or I want to invest. And because I was naive and I guess inexperienced within this world, I instantly thought that they were going to help me and that I could trust them. I've learned recently more so than ever that I will believe it when I see it. So don't get overly excited by these kind of big propositions. Wait till they follow through on them, and then you can start to trust them. Don't expect everything and receive nothing.
The founder's journey, you are almost like, it's like growth in the most accelerated way. And I think I learned last month is that when things end, you need to pivot really quickly. So for example, I was working from a co-working space and I was so happy there and comfortable there, and then that ended or that closed, and it took a little while just to navigate how you sort of find your feet and where you're going to go again. And I learned from that is that everything changes for a reason, which I think I knew already. It just means, again, that new opportunities are opening up and you need to go out and seek them and remain curious and keep looking and not try and hold on to the old, but recognize that the new is bringing you new opportunities.
I think the valuable lesson I've learned this month is really around how different people like to learn or like to discuss maybe topics that are a bit sensitive. So we've been spending a lot of time as a business looking at AI, and different teams have responded to that in different ways depending on maybe how it affects them and how sort of existential that risk might be to their role. And so it's been really interesting working with teams across the business to see how they can really leverage it to get the most out of their role, but also help them develop their careers so that they're in a really strong position to capitalize on AI, not be overtaken by it. It's been really interesting learning and seeing the different ways that people want to think about that change.
One thing that has inspired me and kept me going that I want to keep reminding myself of is the importance of collaboration. I think it's definitely something that's not always remembered in a way. Like you forget how important it is when you're stuck doing, you're stuck writing, or you're stuck working, or you're stuck trying to hire people, or you're doing whatever busy task you have that week or that month, and you forget, like, you get stuck in your own head. And then if you just sit down with someone and you have a coffee and you just dump out all of your thoughts, the way the gears start to turn is just incredible. And I think that that's something that I was very inspired by this month and this past week. Sometimes you have all of these ideas and projects you want to do, but you just don't know how to put pen to paper and how to put them into motion. And I just had a couple coffees with a couple of my coworkers, and here I am in front of this camera.
Seeing other founders really, there's been a few founders who have kind of moved country recently, like Grace Beverly has moved to LA, and I know Amy Smell is moving to New York now. I guess this is kind of like a future thought, but like just the fact that they're like moving or spending some time in another place where they're launching their business is quite, I guess, inspiring, because I'm kind of obviously at the early stages of that. So really looking towards where I want to be, what I want to do in my kind of career journey, and just the whole kind of personal brand behind that as well. It's something that I really want to take on board, because again, building a business globally is definitely very important to have your, know what you're kind of, the content you're putting out.
Over the last month, I've had so many people within my network reach out to me for advice. When I started out, I reached out to everyone that I thought could be possibly helpful, just to speak to them, bounce ideas off of them, and just learn from their journey. And now I have people asking to do the same thing with me, and has, as a result, inspired me just to keep going, and that we're moving in the right direction, and just to keep working as hard as we have been.
This is one thing at large, but there are multiple of them, and they are events where I get together with female founders, without a shadow of doubt. So I attended a few this month. One as part of the Hive Female Founder Accelerator event at the Google offices, and International Women's Day. There were so many, and those are the times that I just feel I just really come alive, and the magic is in the room, and that totally inspires me to then keep taking my steps. And what that does is you have a conversation with someone and they point you in the direction of something, or you meet someone and you just know that you're meant to have met them. There's probably you're going to work with them for a huge part of your journey, and it really tops you up. It's hard to explain the impact, and I think maybe you take it for granted sometimes when you're sort of around it all the time, but when you don't have it, so that has inspired me. It's still topping me up now when I think about it.
I think the thing that's really inspiring at me at the moment is my wife's pregnant with her second child at the moment, and she's due in 8 weeks. So that's giving a lot of focus to everything we're doing at the moment. Gives us like a very nice deadline to be working towards. And so, yeah, it gives us a lot of focus. It gives me a lot of focus at the moment.